All right. Shalom. You can hear me good, Quan? I'm good.
Con.
Okay, Con, let's get it.
Yeah.
All right,
Con.
Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to Yoakim out there who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as all you believers out there who believe in on the gospel. And a couple of brothers from the Great Millstone Houston camp. Once again, I'm the brother Korah Abad, and we got the beloved Elder Taza Pai as well. And the Wadi Bashim Al Shah, he blesses with another opportunity to come back with another Thursday live, to speak on a few things that's been going on in the world. And as you see from the title, we got a few things tonight. Which again, as always, throughout the week before Thursday, you got the apostles, the bishops, elders, brothers touching on many different topics. So some things we may touch on here may be the same things, it may be different, But nevertheless, all these things that the Lord got the prophets reporting on, at the end of the day, they all gonna happen. You see, so we got to kind of keep our eyes on it, whether it's big or small. As we've been quoting that precept for the last couple of weeks, Aquan, be not ignorant of nothing, big or small, But nevertheless, tonight we got the first segment we'll touch on real quick: hurricane season, which we know that's coming up soon. And they talking about, let's share my screen. Yeah, and they talking about it's supposed to get bad, Which again, that's according to prophecy, because the Lord said once we get closer to the end, everything will get worse anyway, man. The weather I seen in Mexico right now. You got certain monkeys that live in a desert, but they dying, just falling out the trees because they so hot. It's so hot. You had this storm that just passed through Houston for like 30, 40 minutes, 100-mile-an-hour winds, man. And it got dark within 2-some seconds. You also had the fires that's been going on. Now they talking about, they warning Florida, not just Florida, but more the south, the east coast. Their hurricane season is fastly approaching, and they expected it, as it says right here, 2024 Atlantic hurricane season is primed for storms with rapid intensification. But other than that, we'll touch on real briefly, as you see, the WHO, or the World Health Organization, which we know was the main ones pushing getting jabbed, them and along with CDC, getting jabbed 6 feet apart and wear your mask. And it was for the lockdowns. Well, now they're trying to put in place, it says the WHO's pandemic treaty and a bird flu crisis are both arriving at the same time, right? What a coincidence. You see? And as we know, Iran, their president just died, which we might not touch on, and we might just mention it, but their president died. And they blaming it on who? America. You see in the title right here, why is Iran blaming the U.S. for President Raisi's helicopter crash? So again, no matter what's happening in the world, guess who's getting blamed? Israel and America. Israel and America, man. Which is beautiful. The Lord got everybody pointing to Esau. And then you got also EU countries, European countries, they also side with Palestine, which is not good news for Israel or America because, again, the EU, that's American allies. They are part of the beast. And now they with Palestine. So this sounds like American allies don't want to deal with what they're doing no more, which is according to prophecy, man. And then we'll kind of ended off with two videos we got from Redacted, as they've been on fire lately. But they're going into how pretty much the Civil War gonna start. You know, how Americans getting fed up with these immigrants coming in and living comfortably while us as Americans struggling. You see? But they getting fed up with it, and it's gonna be an Edomite in his first video. He went to Chicago and kind of interviewed people, and Jake in Chicago ready to take it down. You see, with the government and these immigrants, man. And lastly, we'll end it off on this because look, if chaos come, then what? Troops gonna be sent in, and they already talking about they got secret UN troops already in America. Because who knows who these immigrants really are? Americans may think they're just down and out poor South Central Americans, Middle Eastern people, as they will call them, but these people may be troops. You know, just waiting on the orders. You know, but Lord willing, this kind of be edifying, not kind of, but Lord willing, this be edifying. Elder Tazapah, the floor is yours if you got something.
Right. Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8, it says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. All right. And that's exactly everything that the brother just named, from the hurricanes to the wars that's going on. All right. This is worldwide, not just restricted to one region or part of the earth. All right. Esau has gone global. That's why this gospel has got, has to go global, because his wickedness has touched everything. All right. His wickedness knows no bounds. Real quick. All right, this is Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. Man, let me get verse 2. Well, start at 1, might as well. Malachi chapter 1, verse 1, the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel. All right, Israel today are comprised predominantly, all right, that Israel is predominantly comprised of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans today. But we have been scattered to the four winds of the globe, all right, because we're the people of the curses. Well, we're the people of the blessing who are currently under the curses, all right? And so you can know who we are just by reading Deuteronomy 28, that entire chapter. And then it makes it clear, all right? But that's Israel. So it says the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. All right, I have loved you, said the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, said the Lord. Yet I love Jacob, you Israelites. All right, again, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, you Native Americans, the Most High has love toward us. And that's the meaning or the understanding of Isaiah 3 and 16. That world is this world. Yet I love Jacob. All right. So when you read in St. John chapter 3, verse 16, for the Most High so loved the world, that's the world of Jacob, Israel. All right. So I have loved you, said the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau, now Esau, the so-called white people today. All right. Was not Esau Jacob's brother, said the Lord. Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. All right. And his mountains is what? Is representing his governments, because he has the, like I said, he's gone global. So he's installing his global empire worldwide, along with his, his dystopian draconian laws and legislation. All right. So it says in verse 4, whereas Edom says, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Most High of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Most High hath indignation forever. So the fact that they're called the border of wickedness, all right, this is pursuant to the scripture when it says he neither keepeth at home. All right. So he's gone all over the world establishing his rule of law. And now the people are all mad, as Jeremiah 51. The nations have drunken of her wine, the wine of Babylon, which is Esau's philosophies coming out of Babylon, because wine represents doctrines, ideologies, philosophies. All right. So the philosophies that or the ideology that guides the world right now is not these scriptures. It's not what I'm reading from. It's coming from Esau, Edom. So the Most High is coming back to deal with this devil. All right. But the point here is it says, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. All right. This is why so much chaos, turmoil, confusion, wickedness going on all throughout the world. That's thanks to Esau, Edom. All right. So along with that, knowing what time we are in, yeah, the Heavenly Father is going to set up prophets. All right. He done called out all the prophets pretty much. Some have gone back into the spirit world. Most are still here, dealing with this bullshit, prophesying, but this is the time that we're in because a great judgment is coming. See, when Assyria was judged, there's one little kingdom. Most High sent Jonah. Babylon, a slightly bigger kingdom. Babylon, the apostles been going in 127 provinces, more than twice the size of America. Well, that's going into Assyria. Assyria was a little bit bigger. Not Assyria, that's going into the Medo-Persian Empire. But Babylon was big as well. But, all of these countries had a time to come up and to go down. And every time, the Most High would send a prophet. So Babylon had Jeremiah. They also had, Isaiah, Daniel. Then you come to the Medo-Persian Empire, you had Daniel there again. And now we're talking about the entire world. So the Most High is going to have all the prophets out prophesying of these things, of war, of evil, and of pestilence. All right? And so as the brother goes into the news, you'll hear about all that. But this is what we're supposed to be speaking on. The downfall of this man and his structure of rulership. All right. You got it up.
Okay, speaking of structure, I just went to End Time Headlines because I was going to find another article how you said wickedness pretty much flooded the earth. I was going to find this article I seen earlier. You got 3 transformers. When the Olympics come in Paris, 3 transformers going to carry out the torch. They're going to carry out the torch and light the fire. Check it out. Look. And look, well, while I was trying to show you that, I seen this one that just dropped. It says the EPA issues enforcement alert urging water utility systems to take immediate actions to protect the nation's drinking water from cyber attacks.
You see? Right. And that could be the very cause of the next Pandezi.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they got to do. All they have to do is tamper with the water. And then, yeah, I've been seeing them articles too, and they talk about, the be careful of the drinking water. All right, and that's how they program you. That's how the programming works. So you say, well, shit, I don't drink that shit anyway. Yeah, but you shower in it.
Mm-hmm.
You see? So yeah, and most people can't afford no home water filtration system because they run into the thousands up to the tens of thousands. But yeah, brother, I've been seeing that too. So something getting ready to go down.
Mm-hmm.
They know that they have but a short time. We go into this every week, but because we in that time
That's
of
right.
Revelation 12 and 12. You read it last week. I'm gonna read it this week.
God.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, and that's Esau, Edom, the border of wickedness, whom I just read about, whom those who have the eye salve and the ears to hear need to eat this whole scroll, get out and prophesy against this man. All right, because as I read Jeremiah 28 and 8, that's the prophet's duty. All right. So the whole duty of man is what?
The whole duty of man fear the Lord and keep the commandment.
And keep his commandments. And for the prophets, we have one more duty because we was commanded to what?
Prophesy.
The whole scroll and
Yep.
go out and prophesy. All right,
Mm-hmm.
but that falls under keeping the commandments. But this is what it's not a thing of, because some people might feel like that, they have a choice in the matter. No, if you understand what the prophets is laying down, then you got to get down with the program. And maybe you ain't meant to prophesy, but go support your local Great Millstone chapter. All right? Get in it, get into it, get involved. And that's, again, if it's for you. So again, Revelation 12 and 12, therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So I guess that's it, brother. You got it.
Kind of, I read a little bit of this because as you were speaking, I was thinking about that second Ezra 15, how the Lord said he will bring plagues on Egypt as before. And remember after the snake situation when Moses and Aaron threw the staff down, you had what? The water system was messed up. Everything turned to blood. Now, modern times, everything may not, all water may not turn into blood. But again, as we read, it can be affected though. And it wouldn't be a shock if it happened. It happened back then in the old Egypt. I read just a
Hmm.
little bit of it, Zaquan. It says the environmental, what'd you say?
Gone.
Can I read a little bit of it? It says the EPA, or the Environmental Protection Agency, issued an enforcement alert Monday urging water utility systems to take immediate action to protect the nation's drinking water from cyber attacks. According to the EPA, recent federal inspections revealed that 70% of the United States water systems is expected to do is expected inspected. So, like it says, 70% of U.S. water systems inspected do not fully comply with requirements in the Safe Drinking Water Act. So, look, 70% already don't comply with the requirements. How much more of a cyber attack come? It
Hmm.
says the agency added that some systems have critical cyber security vulnerabilities such as default passwords that have not been updated and single logins that can easily be compromised. But this is what I wanted to read because who's been in the news lately? Russia, China, Iran, and America and Israel. It say right here, the warning said China, Russia, and Iran have disrupted some water systems with cyber attacks and may have embedded the capability to disarm them in the future. So again, ain't no telling what could happen. But as this wasn't in the plans to speak on tonight. We're just kind of going through some news. But here it is, Aquan. It's a three French drag, queens are chosen to carry the Olympic flame in Paris for the Summer Games. Through.
Yep. And Germany is legalizing the adolescent PORN.
And then Dwayne Wade coming out with a program called what's the shit called? I just seen it before we started. Let me see. Dwayne Wade and daughter Transable or something. It's something they calling it trans. Let me see if I can hold on. But yeah, Dwayne Wade coming out with a program to get black youth. Here it is. It's called Translatable.
Relatable aims to serve as a community safe space for youth to express themselves through a number of creative outlets. Here at Translatable, we focus on communities of color, center the most marginalized, and emphasize the importance of parents and family.
Translatable is also a resource hub for parents.
Man, this nigga here. Right. So they pushing that spirit, but again, that's cool because what the Lord said at Sodom and Gomorrah. That's why fire got one of the reasons fire got to come. But that's pretty much it on that. So we can kind of hop into what we had.
Yeah, Con.
So we'll hop into the first segment. And Shalom to all the Akim Akwa who may be tuning in. Hey, the elder brother Bakwasha, Shalom, Yahabashim Ashab Barakatah. And Barakatham to everybody who tuning in. Shalom. He got some precepts. Babylon.
Con.
So this Job 8:13, it says, and I'm gonna just read as a Quan if you want to kind of chime in on it. Job 8:13, it says, so are the paths of all that forget the Most High, and the hypocrites' hope shall perish.
Man. And that's what
Job 8:13.
Oh, okay, 8 and 13, which lines up beautifully with Job 20 and 5. Where they talk about, the joy of the hypocrite is but for a moment.
Okay.
It lines up beautifully.
You about to snag it?
Yeah, I'll read it real quick. It might be 5 or it might be.
Oh, you know what? I could pull it up because the brother Bakwasha also put, the elder bro also put Job 20 and 7. I could start at 5.
Yeah, it started at 5. Go ahead.
Let's do that. I'll get it. It's Job 20.
Well, you can get
it's
4.
Job chapter. Start at 4.
Con.
All right, I got you. It's Job chapter 20 and 4. It says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphant of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment.
So the joy of the hypocrite is but for a moment. Go ahead.
Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach into the clouds, yet shall he perish forever like his own dung, and they which see him shall say, where is he?
What's up, Con?
Water for that. But we can hop into it. So the first segment, as you see, is hurricane season, which hurricane season is around the corner. Let's see, hurricane season date. Spell season wrong. So hurricane season, June 1st to November 30th. So in a couple more days, in about a week's time, you got hurricane season approaching. Now, this from End Time Headlines. It says Florida's Osceola County warns residents to prepare now for expected active hurricane season. And I kind of read a little bit into it, and I'm like, I know it just ain't Osceola County. And I kind of typed it in, just hurricane season, and it's all over. 10 hours ago, 56 minutes ago, 2 hours ago, 1 day ago, 9 hours ago. So it's a big deal right now. Everybody alerting that hurricane season will be that bad. Now, it's according to the Lord, but as prophecy says, things should get worse the closer we get, I read a little bit into this one, and we can kind of move on to the next other ones. So this from End Time Headlines. It says, "Don't get caught up in the numbers. It only takes one, as we saw with Hurricane Ian, to have major impact on us." Emergency Management Director Bill Litton said, "We all need to be prepared and keep our eyes open." Right? Now I'm gonna go to this one because as you see right here, let's read a couple of these headlines. It says NOAA issues highest ever early forecast for the coming hurricane season. This one that just came out 56 minutes ago. This year's hurricane season could see 25 named storms. All right, you got the ocean hot. Look, it's getting hot too, and they saying that calls for heavy hurricanes. You know, but I'll read a little bit of this article. I seen another one says one probably go come soon. I don't know where it's at, but let's read a little bit of this because again, although we speaking about weather, we know as believers, look, the Lord doing it. No matter what it is, whether it's the weather, with people and things that need to be done, and animals, the Lord got His hand in everything, man. So when we read about these hurricanes, it ain't just like we meteorologists trying to get people to safety. No, we telling you, look, this is a judgment that's coming from the Most High. And ain't no telling how bad these hurricanes gonna be. It may top Katrina, top Harvey, top Ian. You know, and Lord willing to do, because we in a time like never, or about to begin a time like never before. So this from AccuWeather.com, and this was put out yesterday. It says the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season is primed for storms with rapid intensification. Let me pull up the Atlantic so we see right where it's coming. Look right here, boom. So all this, which you got Florida, oh yeah, the Carolinas. You see? All this, look, Gulf of Mexico, Louisiana, so on and so forth. Yeah, I had just got what you sent me, Zaquan, that picture. Oh, you got off, Con. Yeah, you can be Con, hey, Shalom, Zaquan, Yabashima Shabrakatah. But yeah, let's go back to this one. I'll read a little bit of this article because again, the Lord handing this, man. It says rapid intensifying tropical storms and hurricanes are especially dangerous. There you go.
Yeah, I had some picture to you.
Kind, I got it. Let me see.
Yeah, you see that?
Uh-huh. Let me see if they can see it. It says heart and ionosphere heaters worldwide. We'll probably have to look into that, but you know. But let's read a little bit of this. So it says rapidly intensifying tropical storms and hurricanes are especially dangerous. They can give the public, check it out, they can give the public less time to prepare. So it ain't just a hurricane season that's different from others, as they saying. The thing is, it's showing to be rapid storms. They go come quick. Hey, we just had one in Houston. That thing came for about 40 minutes, towed downtown up and kept it pushing. And that wasn't even a hurricane. It was, you know, a little tornado in Cyprus, so on and so forth. But how much when the Lord really have hurricane season kick up? It says because it gives the public less time to prepare and catch people off guard.
Yeah, it ain't been like that. You know, I grew up out here. And a lot of shit been changed. You know, all that leaving your house and shit. We used to ride out a hurricane. But now, you know, everything is changed. Now we don't know. It's just a hurricane can just pop up on you. No, they start out at sea, in the ocean. You have sometimes days, you know, to prepare before a hurricane makes landfall. It don't just pop up. But if you could see rapid intensification, if you could show that picture again,
God,
the one you had on your phone,
I got you.
because you was on the small screen. Can
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me.
blow your screen up.
All right, cool. There we go.
Yeah. HARP and ionospheric heaters worldwide. That's how they can come rapid. All right. They're using satellites in conjunction with HARP to modify weather around the world.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was it. We couldn't see it a while ago.
Come on.
So that's crazy. But to see that's how the spirit works. Because I just came across that last night. I had no idea. I was gonna put it on the post. And I had no idea you was going to go into hurricanes.
Come on.
But, this is the season we're in. You got it out?
Okay, I got a quick precept. This is Isaiah 29:6. I read the KJV. It says, Isaiah 29:6, it says, thou shalt be visited. And again, well, I'm going to read it. It says, thou shalt be visited of Yahweh of hosts. And it's going to tell us how. And we know when the Lord come visit, it ain't just he knocking on the door, some cookies. No, the Lord visit through judgments, man. Well, what we're reading about, it ain't just updating on hurricane season. This is a judgment that's being sent out. Isaiah 29:6, thou shalt be visited of Yahweh of hosts with thunder and with earthquakes and great noise, and check this out, and with storm and tempest. It's hurricane-like action right there.
Oh, yeah.
Storm and tempest.
They hit us with rapid intensification last week, at the end of the lesson. It just got bad over here. You was in the safer zone. You probably got a little bit, but you didn't get it as much as here. And it got bad, blew my whole back fence down. But other than that, I didn't have any damage, because I'm in here doing the work. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a tempest came through here. I said it. I said it at the end of the live stream last week. I said the Most High sent a tempest through here.
Yeah, you did say that.
It was scary. I ain't even gonna lie. That wind was blowing hard.
Mm-hmm. That's it. So we see that's a judgment from the Lord. Earthquakes, man. Let's read it again. Isaiah 29:6. Thou shalt be visited of Yahweh of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and a flame of devouring fire. See, I got one more. And we can move on after this.
Right. And the whole neighborhood was some got it worse than others, but it's a pretty wooded area here. And so it was trees down everywhere. The electricity just fully came on yesterday.
Yep.
On this side of town. Well, really today. It wasn't, so it took them a whole week to restore power. They're just on this side. You got it out.
Kind of had some co-workers today saying how they just got their power back on.
Mm-hmm. Right. You got it out.
All right. But I read this one more precept about the hurricanes and we can move on. I'll put that in the chat too for the brothers and sisters to kind of go through it themselves. This Psalms 135, and I'm gonna start at 6. It says, whatsoever the Lord pleased, that did he in heaven and in earth and in the seas and all the deep places. He causes the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. See the clouds, He maketh lightness for the rain, and he bringeth the wind out of his treasuries, man. So when we see this wind and clouds and rain and thunder and lightning, that's the Lord speaking, man. I know you heard it before, other times of power, how like grandfathers and grandmothers will tell you be quiet when it's raining, the Lord talking, turn everything off. I was talking to a brother, he said his grandmother used to always tell him that. Right, the Lord speaking, man. So how much more when these things come? Right, but you got something else for that?
They used to go further than that, and it was just mainly if it was a lightning storm, they would cover the windows. I mean the mirrors. Yeah, and you had to sit your ass down somewhere and be still. You know, which I was studying that yesterday. Psalm 46:10, be still and know that I am Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah. You know? So yeah, I guess that was the thing back in the day. No, people don't have no regard for the work of the Most High.
Let me try to delete some of these. I think it posted it twice. Yeah, I think it posted it twice.
Oh yeah, I'll read this while you get that. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 5. Chapter 8, verse 5. Whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing. All right. So the Lord, he had mercy on me. All right, because I'm keeping the commandments to the best of my ability. Yeah, I slip up, go off from time to time. I'm only a man, you know. But yeah, I'm in this sinful flesh. But this is why, as Paul wrote Ephesians 5 and around 15, you know, how they go, redeeming the times because the days are evil. Mm-hmm. You see? So, right, because we've all violated, we've all transgressed. We're all indebted to the Most High for breaking covenant. You know? But again, mentioning St. John 3:16, the Most High had mercy. He so loved us, the world of Israel, that he gave his only begotten Son, that we may have grace and mercy. So that storm came through. You know, I was scared, but at the same time, you know, I'm knowing, you know, Most High gonna have mercy because I'm striving to do what's right. Like Paul said, there is a crown laid up for me. He knew. And he knew based on him filling the requirements. See, the Lord is, I think we brought this out last week, yeah. The Lord is not a man that he should lie. Neither the Son of Man that he should repent. So, you know, the prophets are going to bank on the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So I was banking on the words of the Most High. But you never know when it's your time, you know. But yeah, the Most High brought us out. All the brothers was good. All the brothers here in Houston are good. Kal Halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You know, but I'm going through all that just to show you, you know, and I'm in here doing a lesson. Imagine, you know, somebody somewhere or you somewhere doing wickedness and then shit just, evil just manifests. You know what I'm saying? You never know. And again, now more than ever, it's time to redeem the times. But yeah, brother, go ahead.
Hey, that's like, I think Yahweh Shai said it, when he come, who shall find so doing?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, blessed is that servant whom when his master cometh, he findeth him so doing. You know, blessed is that servant.
But we'll go to the next thing. You know, we touched on hurricanes, but that's coming, so look out for that. And another thing, they say hurricanes get worse when the water is hot. Well, at the same time, they saying that it's also been said in the news that this summer is going to be a hot summer as well. You know, that's not like usual. So who knows what this is going to turn out to be like. But the next segment we'll touch on real briefly. We ain't gonna read the article, just kind of like speak on it. It says this from End Time Headlines. This was put out a couple of days ago. It says the WHO's, or the World Health Organization, the WHO's pandemic treaty and a bird flu crisis are both arriving at the same time. You know, I don't know if you want to kind of, you know, speak on it, Tazapah, read a little bit into it, and you kind of got it. You know,
Okay,
kind of
go
what you were
ahead,
saying
bro.
before. The lesson, it says health officials are issuing very ominous warnings, which ominous ain't good. It says about the potential for an, let me blow it up, about to put the potential for an H5N1 pandemic, right, among humans. You know, you got to kind of use your words wise on this YouTube platform. But it says, I'll start over. Health officials are issuing very ominous warnings about the potential for an H5N1 demic among humans, while the WHO is preparing for a vote on the global pandemic treaty at the 77th World Health Assembly at the end of this month. At the end of this month. Let's see. I read one more. It says the global pandemic treaty will give the World Health Organization far more authority than it had during the last pandemic. And if they, and you got other types of pop, but if they giving these people more authority than the last one they had a lot of authority because mainly them and then CDC behind them, they was pushing, go get them jabs, go get the masks, lock down 6 feet. And guess what? The governments was listening to the WHO. So if this do pass, then what? But you know, you gotta go to Quan, because I know you gotta, you know, speak on it a little better.
No, I mean it's in the talks. Oh, only thing I'll say is yeah, they're saying that and it was I believe he was, man, I was just looking at this, but it was I believe he was ex-CDC director. And he said, you know, yeah, he said it's easy to make, you know, to weaponize that, what you're talking about, that strain. He says it's easy to weaponize. He said, I can do it. He said, me, myself, I can do it. You know? Mm-hmm. So I've heard that it's either it has or it's getting ready to jump from the animal kingdom to you know, to humans. Mm-hmm. Which that's the bird thing, ain't it? Yeah, that, you know, that bird virus they talking about. You know, they saying that now is capable to infect humans, but no, it's the Lord didn't create. You know, the Lord didn't do that. He didn't create it to where, or make creation to where, you know, we can get sick from animals outside of you unnaturally messing with these animals. Just airborne transmission, you know, a sick monkey or a sick bat, you know, bats carry, what you call it? That shit the dogs get. I can't
rabies?
call it. Yeah, bats carry rabies. But you ain't gonna get it unless you come in contact with that bat. He has to bite you or possibly scratch you. You know? So for them to say that, that's evidence of gain of function. That's gain of function. That's somebody in the laboratory tweaking and fucking with shit. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just want to say that they're getting ready to hit America with a multi-pronged attack. All right. You going into that? Do you want to get into NATO?
I ain't having.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can.
Well, because I believe that was redacted. We're speaking on how these quote unquote refugees coming over here. Mm-hmm. They've been commissioned by NATO. In case, in quotation mark, air quotations, in case of another Pandeezy, they already got their marching orders. And I've been saying this, but now the receipts are coming out.
That's right.
They already got their marching orders and what to do. So they're going to be the ones enforcing the WHO treaty. Pandemic treaty. WHO's pandemic treaty? It ain't mine. You got it, brother.
God, now that's perfect. Yeah, we gonna hop straight into that vid because that's right along the lines of what you're saying. I'm gonna just play it. If you hear something, Zaquan, let me know. I want to make a point. God. But this is what Elder Tazapot talking about. This was put out from Redacted 2 days ago. 2 days ago, and it says exposed. And I don't know why they got the YouTube like this now, man. But it says they switched the layout for YouTube.
Yeah, they switched the layout.
Well, does the United Nations?
Let's see. I just want to read the title. It says exposed. The United Nations has a secret plan to invade America. Let's go ahead and watch it.
Have a secret. Well, does the United Nations have a secret army of illegal immigrants already embedded in America for a hostile takeover? That's quite a loaded question. Let's leave that question actually dangling out there for a minute, if you will. But we're deep diving into one of the most pressing issues facing the United States of America right now, the southern border crisis. And we've got some shocking new details that are, I mean, frankly, mind-blowing. Which we'll get to here in a moment. Now, as we've exposed here on the show before, the federal government seems to be complicit in a massive criminal operation, deliberately flooding the country with unvetted illegal foreigners, distributing them all over the United States. It's a full-on operation, as our friend J.J. Carroll has uncovered here, Michael Yon has spoken about on our show, Anthony Rubin from Muckraker, unbelievable journalists doing amazing work. This is what's happening. Giving them cell phones, giving them homes, giving them financial monthly payments to live. One piece of this appears to be election fraud, right? But as journalist Greg Reese points out, it's actually much worse than that because what's happening in the United States is not an isolated incident. It's happening all across Europe. Europeans are waking up to this fact. On today's show, an overwhelming number of Europeans say illegal immigration is destroying their country. Take a look at these new numbers. New survey, 7 in 10 Europeans believe that their country is accepting too many migrants. Look at that. Greece, 90% of citizens say yes. Cyprus, no, I mean, they're all over like 70%. All of them saying way too many migrants.
And the few that are reporting no work for the government.
Right.
And probably are not allowed to answer that honestly.
You know, interesting. I think if you go down the list, if you go even further down the list, you'll see like Portugal, you see some other countries in there, you know, like 50%, but like almost overwhelmingly 70% at the least a like average there. We now have new evidence. This is all part of a George Soros and United Nations plan called Population Division. Now, the Population Division of the Department of Economic and Social Affairs, as the United Nations writes, conducts demographic research, supports intergovernmental processes at the United Nations in the area of population and development, and assists countries in developing their capacity to produce and analyze population data and information. So it's a solution they propose for dealing with declining and aging populations, which most of the West is dealing with right now. I mean, look at Japan. Well, it's East, but Western aligned countries, I should say. But now, the recent events unfolding, it's clear that there's more to this story. So back in 2015, George Soros published his plan, which has now been implemented across the globe to bring millions of illegals into the United States and into Europe. As Hungary's leader, Viktor Orban, recently pointed out, Soros did this by buying off members of parliaments in country after country after country. This wasn't done by happenstance. When George Soros would buy them off, they
Salak, I want to stop it real quick because it was a couple weeks ago. It was a while back. I think it was me and you doing a Thursday live. But remember when Klaus Schwab, he was caught saying on an interview that he went buy off or that different government cabinets are in a back pocket to the point that they could tell him to do anything, these government, and they're going to do them. Because all the leaders in their back pocket, you know, working for him pretty much. Well, that's the same thing he's saying about George Soros, how he had a plan to fill all these countries with illegal immigrants, you know, And he looked because he was he had the politicians in the back pocket, and now we're about to see the reason he wanted to fill these countries with illegal immigrants. I'll put it back a little bit. You got something before I play Zaquan?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
But now the recent events unfolding, it's clear that there's more to this story. So back in 2015, George Soros published his plan, which is now...
And what do you mean more to the story? More to these immigrants coming in. It's not no coincidence. That's all I want to say. It's not no coincidence they coming in. Let's see one of the reasons that they coming in.
Been implemented across the globe to bring millions of illegals into the United States and into Europe. As Hungary's leader, Viktor Orban, recently pointed out, Soros did this by buying off members of parliaments in country after country after country. This wasn't done by happenstance. When George Soros would buy them off, they would then align with his policies for mass illegal migration into those countries. Listen to Victor.
I do remember how Mr. George Soros published his plan in English in a Project Syndicate publication. It was done 2015, September 26th. And he published a plan. He said that I'm quoting, here are the 6 components of my comprehensive plan. I just quote 2 or 3 points of that. First is, he said very clearly, 2015, that, quoting again, EU has to accept at least 1 million asylum seekers annually. That was the first point. Second, he said, adequate financing is critical. And he proposed to issue long-term euro bonds for financing the migration crisis and the migrants' social and welfare taking care when they arrive to the European Union. And another point which is very important for Hungary, which is involving the territory of Hungary directly into this program, he said that, quoting them, safe channels must be established for asylum seekers, starting with getting them from Greece and Italy to their destination countries, which means to bring them to Greece, to Hungary, and then have them to go to Austria. So don't forget that what we are speaking about is not an accidental stories, not a bulk of 10 years of accidental stories. It's a plan which is going on. It was written, it was published, it's known. So we are fighting again an organized gang called Empire of George Soros, NGOs, who are just supporting everybody who is transgressing our legal system and our regulation, and financing illegal activity against our nation. So this is why the story is not just about migration, but it's about how this European Union is working and how George Soros was able to captive the main positions inside many institutions of European Union, buying out MPs and other leaders, and in order to execute the plan which is written, and it's against all the Christian and nation-based political forces. It's against us. It's about how to change Europe and how to eliminate and push aside all the Christian, conservative, national-based political leaders and voters from the European Union decision-making bodies. So this is the migration about, not just about migration. Sorry for
Viktor Orban. That's why they don't like him. But wait, there's more. A new report from UK's Jim Ferguson shed light on what's really going on. Spoiler alert, it's not pretty. As Jim Ferguson exposed in this interview, they're actually United Nations trained army soldiers being paid and delivered by the United Nations. Now, Greg Reese did a great job clipping this soundbite together. I encourage you to watch the whole thing. But
I heard that these immigrants are paid or trained army soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
Every immigrant that's coming in ain't just no poor, old South Central American or somebody from the East, a Palestinian. No, these people are hired to come in, man. Sleeper cells, in other words. Play it back.
Man.
You got something?
Yeah, fine. Yep, give me 1 second. All right. This is Psalm 60, verse 8. It said, Moab is my washpot. Over Edom will I cast out my shoe. Philistia triumphed thou because of me. All right. So it's saying here, Moab is my wash pot in reference to the Chinese cleaning out Babylon. So the Most High is using them to clean this place out, economically. And now, well, since it's a lot of Chinese coming over daily across the border illegally, and as he's just saying, they're trained by the UN. And I wonder what other countries sending soldiers over here. But this is just to show you that this is a banker's war. All right? Because China's supposed to be a part of BRICS. Well, I thought America was against BRICS. So none of it makes sense on ground level. It ain't until you understand these scriptures and the Most High's plan that you can put this all together. There's no way you could put this together, without, the spirit of the Most High, or either you an insider or got access to insider information up high. Because again, just on ground level, none of this shit makes sense. Okay, China is trying to kill the dollar. They're dumping the dollar. You act like you mad at China, but the border is wide open for them. But yeah, brother, the Most High is going to use Moab. Moab are the so-called Chinese today, all right? And I'm coming to find out more and more that, everything that we once knew and held dear as truth has been a deception, a goddamn lie. Just as the cover cast over the nations. Ain't no Chinese. Ain't no Japanese. The damn sure ain't an African American. But what that does, you might say, oh, well, what's the harm? That's what they call themselves today. Yeah, the harm is you dwelling in deception. When you dwell in deception, you live in deception, that's to live in a lower vibration. You live in truth, you live in understanding, then you begin to register and vibrate on higher frequencies. Then a lot of this shit don't fuck with you. Just like the storm last week. I was affected, but I wasn't crippled. Many other examples that I could give, but right, when shit, a lot of this, the 5G and shit, well, when the juice came out, Most High kept us from that. It's just as we read. Well, no, we didn't read that one. But how did that go? Bear with me 1 second, brother. Oh, whoso keepeth the commandments shall feel no evil thing. And keeping the commandments, we know from Deuteronomy 4 and 5, it makes you great. And this is what the Lord is doing with us. He's returning us, the apple of his eye, the children of Israel. He's returning us back to greatness, all right, through righteousness. All right, it's a reason why the Lord could sit among lepers, and not be touched. He dwelt in truth. But yeah, brother, you got it.
I finished playing the vid.
From UK's Jim Ferguson.
And remember, these immigrants coming in, they send their troops, which Apostles brothers been saying that this is not happening for no other reason, man. And then I think in this video he gonna say if they was really families trying to escape, living in poverty and seek asylum, then wouldn't these men be coming with their families, wives and children? But the majority of the men is military-aged men that's coming solo.
And shed light on what's really going on. Spoiler alert, it's not pretty. As Jim Ferguson exposed in this interview, they're actually United Nations trained army soldiers being paid and delivered by the United Nations. Now, Greg Reese did a great job clipping this soundbite together. I encourage you to watch the whole thing, but here are some unbelievable takeaways from Jim's interview, and here's just a highlight. Take a look.
This isn't normal. There's something not right. This isn't just refugees coming in. These aren't people fleeing from some kind of war zone. These are predominantly men aged between 25 and 35, young fighting age men, as my old boss Nigel Farage once referred to them, and I think he's right. John, what do you think's going on here, mate?
So I can tell you these are UN soldiers and they will be deployed by the WHO when they announce the next...
The WHO? Oh, hold on. When they're not, hey, check this out, Saquon. That's the spirit. He said they will be deployed by the WHO. Who is the WHO? The World Health Organization. When the next pandemic lockdown happened. When we go back to this article we read earlier, man, WHO's pandemic treaty, the same WHO pandemic treaty, and a bird flu crisis are both arriving at the same time. So you got a new sickness, and the World Health Organization trying to get a treaty signed by the UN. You see, the UN, to where they can have authority over all governments when this happens. And look, if that happened, guess what? Look at the man saying they gonna send troops out. Come on, man. Let's play it back.
Pandemic lock.
And I think he's right. John, what do you think's going on here, mate?
So I can tell you these are UN soldiers and they will be deployed by the WHO when they announce the next pandemic lockdown. That's what's going to happen. They've been trained by British soldiers. They've been trained by the Black Watch Regiment. They were training them in Antalya in Turkey and in the east of Ukraine. They're predominantly down to sergeant ranks. They're then shipped to France. They all signed the Official Secrets Act. Then they're ferried over. If you were fleeing war and tyranny, I don't know about you, but I would certainly take my wife and children with me. They're most precious. They're my prized asset. You know, they're everything to me. If you're going to war, you go to war with the lads. They're going to be deployed. They will be deployed.
John, I mean, you say you've spoken to people in the Black Watch. I mean, the Black Watch, a very famous, regiment. Yes. Are they actually going along with this?
They've got no choice. Well, I kind of said, why are you doing it? And he said, soldiers follow orders. What you're going to see is the following. We'll have a minister somewhere in cabinets suddenly come up with a great idea on how we're going to get these guys to contribute to help us. And they're going to put them in uniforms. So a couple of people have told me these uniforms are burgundy. Others have told me they're UN blue. I really don't know. I guess we'll see when they deploy them. They are going to be deployed because otherwise... if they announced another lockdown, what would everyone say? They'd say bollocks, and they'd go about their business, wouldn't they? They're going to need armed young men in uniform to try and enforce it. Why do they?
It makes sense. Ain't nobody. Well, we hope another lockdown will come, but people outside the shoe, they don't want no other lockdown. People fed up. They see the effects that it had. How they struggle. So now, guess what? Everybody gonna be willing to fight back, and guess what they're gonna need? Troops to so-called get things in order. Then that sounds like Second Esdras 15. Second Esdras. Mm-hmm.
I mean, we prophesied that for years.
Mm-hmm.
That it'd be UN over here because they couldn't leave that task to domestic soldiers. You can't trust, a people's military to take out its people. But you can trust others, especially when they've been radicalized and galvanized against us here in America.
That's right.
Pissed off and angry. They think we the cause of them struggling in their countries. why they can't eat, or just got a little to eat, why they struggling. So yeah, they ain't gonna have no problem pulling the trigger. I mean, we've said this at Great Millstone, and so now here they are. It's in full effect, right in front of your face. And again, it's our job to stand on our watch. All right. So yeah, with them being over here, they ain't gonna have no issue when the order is given. So the higher ups, they don't have to worry what. I wonder will they go through with the plans?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're gonna go through with it, no problem. Go ahead,
God, I'll play it. And then again, too, Zaquan, the UN, everybody you just mentioned that's coming, like China, right? The people, you know, the Palestinians, those coming from the east. You also got Central South America, also some African countries who in the UN. And I think they go said in this video or it's the next one, but we could end it with this one. But what they were saying was the perfect people to get to come against Americans are foreigners, black people, people from other nations, because they don't give a F about America. And I even looked at, I'm gonna let it play, but I looked at UN troops. And when you look at these UN troops, it's mostly Middle Eastern people, Chinese people, Central or South American people, and even if they got white people, it ain't white Americans. So you see,
they got
white
Russians.
Americans.
They got Russians over here, probably, you know, to spy, you know, to be spies. But it's Russian. They got Russians over here as well. But yeah, they wouldn't be with the UN though. But they are over here. But yeah, man, this is what we've been prophesying, and they know we were looking for it. As the prophets, they know, the elite know we was looking for that. So they tried to sneak them in via that whack ass cover story of refugees. You know, this is Ecuadorian and who else? Well, all them South and Central American refugees coming over here. That's all. Nothing to see here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they sneaking in the Chinese, sneaking in these, like you saying, these Middle Easterners, Elon, Ishmael. You know, as if the prophets ain't watching.
Right.
You got it out.
And look at it. I just typed in UN troops, right? And I just went to Google and images. Look at this. Let's go picture by picture. Let's say we see some white Americans. All look dark skinned. You got some Chinese, like you were saying. You got niggas, which they ain't nigga, you know, American niggas. Look, Central and South Americans. You don't see no, look, Chinese. These the blue hats. Africans. Yeah, these the people that they're gonna send out. And look, these people don't care about no Americans. Why? Because they seen what America done in their countries. They want to get payback. They want to get payback, man. You see that?
Yeah,
And
a
even
lot
if
of them
you look,
cold-blooded killers. You got to keep that in mind too. A lot of them, you know, they kill for breakfast.
mm-hmm.
They ain't got no issue taking your head off.
Straight up. Yeah, man. So it makes sense. And look, as we looking at all these people, we don't see no white Americans. Watch what they're gonna say. I think it's in this video. But they say that's the perfect people to sin against Americans because they don't care about
It's
it.
another lockdown. What would everyone say? They'd say bollocks, and they'd go about get these guys to contribute to help us, and they're going to put them in uniforms. So a couple of people have told me these uniforms are burgundy. Others have told me they're UN blue. I really don't know. I guess we'll see when they deploy them. They are going to be deployed because otherwise, if they announce another lockdown, what would everyone say? They'd say bollocks, and they'd go about their business, wouldn't they? They're going to need armed young men in uniform to try and enforce it. Why do they import young men from the East? Because traditionally, if you want to kill and tyrannize white people, you put black soldiers in, because there's a cultural disassociation. And that's their method. That's the way these globalists are going to do it.
You know, in America, when it was a colony of the...
Let's play that back. Let's play that back.
Because there's a cultural disassociation. Why do they import young men from the East? Because traditionally, if you want to kill and tyrannize white people, you put black soldiers in, because there's a cultural disassociation. And that's their method. That's the way these globalists are going to do it.
You know, in America, when it was a colony of the United Kingdom, of Britain, there was a revolution against British colonial rule.
That's right.
You know, a lot of people didn't realize, but it was only 3% of those people in America that overthrew the British forces and basically got rid of them. 3% of the population, John.
I look forward to it. I'm ready. I'm ready. I can't wait, because I know it's going to be the beginning of the end for them. I do foresee victory. I see that at very great cost. But we will see it. And people, I think the world will become closer than ever when we do see victory. It's going to come on the back of a load of bloodshed, and unfortunately it has to. Once people of all colours come together and recognise their common enemy, we'll walk over these people in 10 minutes.
I hope so.
That's
he ain't ready.
2187.
Right.
Yeah, no, he ain't ready. You know, because it's only one way to get ready, and that way was only given to the children of Israel. And even not all Israel are going to prepare themselves and get ready. But there's only one way to prepare for this, or to get ready, as he said, for what's getting ready to come. Because they still not factoring in the Most High. There is a Most High factor in all of this. And that's what we all got to keep in mind. This wrath that's coming down, yeah, it's the Edomites' face, but it's the Most High's doing. All right? So it's like saying you ready to take on the Most High, is what you're saying. Yeah, this ain't gonna be no bullshit ass American Revolution bullshit. You know, the British are coming. Nah, the Most High is coming.
Mm-hmm.
How you get ready for that? And there is no getting ready unless you was chosen to get ready. And even with that, you better take it serious. And I mentioned it coming up again. And this is Ephesians 5:15. See then that ye walk circumspectly. All right. And we know circumspectly means to look around. You know, it means to be on point. Walk knowing where you're at, what you're doing. You know, who you're doing it with, who you're doing it to. You know, be circumspect. And that means including your own actions. Be aware of what's going on around you, and be aware of what you're doing. Circumspect in all things. All right? See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools. All right? So just go to show. This is including you too, in your anastrophe, or your conversation in 2 Corinthians 13:5. It says, examine yourself, whether ye be in the faith. It says, see then how that you are in Yahushua, except ye be reprobates. A reprobate is a fool. Because that's one who has a mind void of judgment. And when I say judging, I mean being able to decipher correctly between right and wrong, righteousness and unrighteousness. You know? So, yeah, verse 16, Ephesians 5, verse 16, it says, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. And just to put it in short, redeeming the time, meaning to take advantage of the time that you have while you have it, because you ain't going to have it much longer. This is Revelation, chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. So you don't have as much time as you think you have. All right. What you read earlier? Did you read something about the judgment coming? But anyway, the Lord himself said he was coming as a thief in the night. You know? So you got a lot of Jake out here wasting time, even in this truth, bickering, slothful, concerned with matters that they shouldn't be concerned with. And all that what? Takes from the precious time that we have to draw close to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, to get up under that, you know, up under that shadow of the Almighty. So again, Ephesians 5 and 16, redeeming the time because the days are evil. So the news, the brother, there ain't no good news. What's the last good news you got? Ain't no more good news. Everything you hear is evil or straight up wicked. You know? Yeah, you want good news, y'all don't want it. The good news is that great millstone. That's where you go, that's where the good news is. And that's only for Hebrew Israelites. But ultimately, it'll be good news for the entire world. But this is the good news. This is the gospel. That's what it means. Good news. Everything outside of this gospel is evil because the days are evil. All right? And shit. Yeah, man. The scripture say, even the righteous shall scarcely be saved. That's how bad it's going to get. You know, it's going to get bad. I just say this and you got it. I mentioned that America going to get hit with a multi-pronged attack. Yeah, how you prepare for that?
Mm-hmm.
So all right, you mentioned the weather. Yeah, they're going to hit us with more weather wars. There's going to be weather wars. We're already under economic warfare. We're being hit with all this hyperinflation. Well, it ain't really hyper just yet, but it is runaway. Because they can't keep a lid on it. Because it's been artificially suppressed. Well, the value of the dollar has been artificially reported or falsely reported, Salakia. It's been falsely reported, underreported for years and years and years. It's just like, you know, a pressure cooker that, you know, the pressure just building up, building up, building up, and to the point where there's a reason why they got the expression pressure busts a pipe. You can only keep pressure on something for so long before it gives way to the stress. So the stress of the economy is about to cause it to give away globally, and that ripple is going to go all throughout the world. People are going to be hurt. So they'll hit you with the weather. They've been hitting us with the economy. And they also will hit you with these pandesies. And on top of that, everybody's at each other's throat, not paying attention. All right? But yeah, brother, you got it.
I got a real quick one just for these troops, as they were speaking about on the video. Real quick, and that's pretty much it, Zaquan. But it's 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 68. It says, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you." Now, again, it's going to start with Esau. No, he got a short time, but like the elder said, these talking about those troops. No, it ain't just going to be the American military or, you know, Americans. They ain't going to better take that. That's why they're going to have mercenaries come over, foreign troops come over. And I mind you, they got wrath on them too. And like the elder said, it ain't just that they gonna be mad. The Lord gonna put it in a spirit to be pissed off. So it says, so this going into those troops coming. 2nd Ezra 16 and 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. It's been a lot of immigrants, a great multitude, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. Take you away from wherever you at, and put you on a concentration camp, man. It says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. And that's why a lot of people, they will be surprised by what's going on. So they go run to the government for help, thinking they're here to help them. They go run to the UN troops, thinking these people about to help them because they're the United Nations. They ain't here to help you, man. They're here to do the bidding of the elites. That's it, and that's all.
All right, they be there to help you to a grave. They're gonna help you to your, to the spirit world, but that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, and that's why it says, right, you go to them to consent unto them, and you shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. Check it out. It says, verse 70, for there shall be in every place, and again, these immigrants get scattered all over. These UN troops could be scattered all over. It says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Because they ultimately go on who the elect. It says, and they shall be like madmen, sparing none.
Yes,
See?
sir.
So they coming with it on their mind. They shall be like madmen, sparing none. That's what the elder said a while ago. They don't have no care for American citizens. They coming over here and go get the job done so they can get a pay. See, and I ain't gonna play it, but I'm gonna put this other video in the chat because you had this African troop who worked for the UN. He was saying how it was like a month or two that they didn't put money on his card, on his little digital card. Let me see if I can kind of skip to it. Let's see. I think it was this one. But right, they're gonna be paying these people to come take care of these Americans, man. And you don't think they go do it? It was somewhere in this video. Or it was in this redacted one. Hold on, let me see.
7. Who's taken from his home planet from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Young black.
Even providing them homes, financial support.
So look, providing them homes, financial support.
Some say it's about election fraud, but it goes much deeper than that. It's a much bigger plan, and the United Nations is absolutely complicit in it. Todd Bensman, in a 2022 interview that I had archived, had this U.S.-bound Haitian in Mexico. He interviewed him, where he complains that the United States failed to make its payment on his UN credit card that he was given.
They have money, so, and they have ¿Cuánto te depositaban? El depósito el 7 de enero a 14 de enero, pero no deposito.
He gonna show the card too. I'm gonna just flash forward to that to give proof. But he gonna show the card. Look, boom. Check that out. Check that out. Look at that. See if I can blow it up. I can't blow it up, but check that out. That's the little card.
Busted.
Got him. Come on, man. So again, they gonna be paying people to come over here and take care of business. That's why I say right here in 2 Ezra 16 and 71, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses, man. Because in the whole, the elect the ones who fear the Lord, but even the Israelites as a people, they got a certain reverence towards a higher power, fear towards a higher power, especially when things happen. The thing is, when you go to this video, and I'm gonna put it in the chat, but he was saying how the war gonna start between low-income Negroes and Mexicans and the immigrants, because they already going at it in Chicago right now.
Right, and that's what I was saying. People's energies are scattered because they focus on one another and not focusing on the issue at hand. But what's so sad is, you got some of that going on within this truth. With everything that's going on, you still got bickering. But hey, I don't know, brother. This ain't a time to be, sitting there arguing petty points and you know, trivial bullshit. Now that's the time to be focused and locked in, paying the motherfucking attention at what's going on around here. Yeah, hey, we ain't got much time left to, you know, the little comforts that we enjoy. You know, I was, you know, I ain't had no electricity all last weekend, and it just came on Sunday night, just in time for me to take my black ass back to work for Esau. I was thinking about calling in, but then the electricity came back on. But yeah, and then it's getting hot out here. So just imagine where they start sending in these hurricanes. Because shit, Harvey wasn't nothing but a beta test. That's why they say, man, let's see what we can do with this thing. Maybe go back to the ocean. Send it back to the Gulf. Oh yeah, well, we can do that? Okay. So, man, just imagine, because I've been saying it. I've been saying it's about time for another Harvey here. And we might see it this year. Now imagine, you know, all your shit smashed to pieces. The economy, prices, everything through the roof. You know, man, shit, you going to FEMA. FEMA gonna make you sign your life away. I never did fuck with FEMA. You know, I didn't know a goddamn thing. The Lord had me in the spirit to where he said, don't fuck with that shit. You know, we had a flood back in the day. I was in the same area. And you know, that was just as bad, probably worse than Harvey. It wasn't a hurricane, it was just heavy rain for 3 days. Heavy. Straight 3 days pouring down. And man, people's houses up to the second story was flooded. People had water to their roof. And everybody was going to FEMA. And I said, you know what? Because the Lord kept me out of that. I thank the Lord, and I said, I'm good. I did try to get some of that work, but them motherfuckers didn't even, you know, put me on. You know, with the cleanup crews and stuff. But I ain't go to get no handout. Fuck them. You know, it ain't nothing wrong if that's your style. That just I don't, you know, because I know now I know this devil. I didn't know back then, but yeah, he make you sign your life away. But I said that just to say, just imagine, you know, all these things hitting you at once, and you don't have no foundation as a Hebrew Israelite, no connection to the Father. You done. You done. That's when the concentration camps gonna come in. People seeking shelter. People seeking refuge. Yeah, come on here. Like the Roach Motel, you gonna check in and your ass ain't checking out. You got it, brother.
That's it. I'll finish this up. Back to them troops, 2nd Ezra 1671. It says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses, and then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in a fire. You know, and that's the time the Lord gonna show who he dealing with, because he gonna have to send that divine intervention, man. I read 74 as well. It says, hear, O ye my beloved, the house of David, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same.
Right.
But that's pretty much it, Saquon. If you had something else.
Nah, I'm good.
With that, well, we can end it. I put those 2 videos as well in the chat for, you know, the Akim and Aqua through tuning in. These last 2 videos, man, it's some good info. Check them out. You know, check them out, Baba Kasha. But with that, we'll go ahead and end it. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. And again, the water for tuning in. We want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all you Wakim out there who pushing this word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as all you believers out there who believe in on the gospel. And keep fighting, keep pushing, and we almost out of here. And with that, shalom.
Shalom.